What is up, YouTube? That's here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a super cool VGC 2016 battle featuring one of my favorite Pokemon, which is Lugia. We're also going to see the rest of Kev's team, which is Greninja, Crobat, and Mega Ray. I think Mega Ray and Lugia have great synergy. Remember, Mega Rayquaza's Delta Stream protects Lugia from taking that super effective damage, and Lugia is pretty much the raid boss of Pokemon. Once he gets a couple setup moves off, like, Calm Minds or other stat boosting moves, it's almost impossible to KO even if you have all four of your Pokemon. So we're just going to hop right into this game and hopefully show off some pretty cool tech featuring Lugia, a Pokemon that hasn't really seen any play yet, and I think that's definitely going to change as the format goes on. Lugia can learn like Skill Swap, Tailwind, Calm Mind, a bunch of really cool support moves, and it has the perfect stats because it's not super bulky like a Giratina. It actually has some KO potential because it has a decently high special attack stat. So we're going to get back to Lugia. We're going to talk about this game. We see Greninja and Crobat. Greninja opting to protect first turn. And he's going to go for a taunt on my Xerneas. And I think this is a really funny turn, because normally you would just expect like a fake out Geomancy from me. But I'm not going to fake out Geomancy. I'm going for a Volt Switch which crits on the Crobat. Man, that was definitely a tongue twister. I critical hit a Volt Switch off onto the Crobat, right? Which I definitely do need. And I come in with Groudon. And I feel like I'm in just a super good spot right now because I didn't Geomancy either. I actually went for a Dazzling Gleam, which we're going to see after this super long Primal Groudon animation. Desolate Land's going to activate. Yeah, we've seen it 1,000 times. But yeah, I totally go for a Dazzling Gleam on that first turn. I was hoping to pick up a KO on the Crobat as well as like clocking a Greninja Sash. I didn't really know what Greninja was going to do, but I was like, I'm going to try and punish it if it doesn't go for Mat Block. And that's exactly what happened. No Tailwind for him. I still have all four. As we see Rayquaza come in for my opponent. Remember, it has that airlock. So my son actually isn't doing that much. I don't know if this thing is physical or special. I decided just to switch out and come in with Salamence. I'm expecting either like a Waterfall or an Earth Power. I also get a great Intimidate up off onto this guy. So I think I might just be able to live through something if he does decide to go for an attack. So he's going to go Mega Ray. Remember, that thing does have the Delta Stream, protecting all flying types from taking massive damage from super effective attacks. They take half damage from flying, rock, and electric attacks. So it's pretty good, especially for Lugia, which is a flying psychic type. As we see Greninja come out with a Gunk Shot. 70% accuracy move, 120 base, stabbed by Greninja's protein. Doesn't pick up the KO because I am full HP defense and there's an Intimidate. But then we see Rayquaza going for a Dragon's Ascent, and I'm like, oh no, can you just attack my Salamence, please? And he does attack my Salamence, switch in, picks up the one-hit KO even after the Intimidate. That is some crazy damage coming out from this Life Orb Rayquaza. I mean, I can't believe how much damage that does. I mean, my Salamence does have a minus defense or nature, but it's still ridiculous. We're going to see I Dazzling Gleam here, pick up the KO on the Rayquaza. Its defense has dropped thanks to its Dragon's Ascent. Remember, I can't Geomancy because I am taunted, so we're going to pick up a KO there. Mysterious Air Current has dissipated as we're going to bring out, we're going to see my opponent bring out their Lugia here, and I'm going to bring out my Raichu. So we still have a few turns left in this game, even though it looks like it's starting to wind down. Remember what I said about Lugia being the raid boss of VGC 2016. This thing is so bulky, it's ridiculous. As we see, it's going for Calm Mind on the first turn. Calm Mind is a pretty good move to use in this situation. I mean, Xerneas is going to have a really hard time breaking that. I can't Geomancy just yet, as I have to go for a Moonblast, trying to pick up a KO up onto the Greninja. I almost get it, just not almost there. As we see, my taunt wears off. He goes for a Scald here. And he's going for the Scald onto my Raichu slot, and I'm super lucky this guy doesn't get a burn because I need Raichu. I get this Encore off on Lugia, and it's never a great idea to Encore someone into Calm Minding, but I actually just thought that this person would run. I'm like, oh, well, he'll just run, Like, he can't ever really attack, right? All I gotta do is keep layering up Encore. But remember, Lugia actually isn't a slow Pokemon, even though it's super bulky. It has a 110 base speed tiering, which is the same as Raichu. So that means, like, for all I know, I'm faster. I mean, Raichus are always full speed, and Lugias are usually never full speed, but they have the potential to be full speed if they want. So right here, after you see this Calm Mind go off, I'm like, oh, this Lugia has just like a ton of speed. It's faster than my Xerneas. It's faster than like all my Pokemon. I pretty much just have to keep Raichu in, right? I can't Volt Switch out because if the Encore wears off when Raichu's off the board, I kind of just lose the game. So my best bet is trying to keep winning speed ties with my Raichu, keep this Encore up as long as possible, because this Lugia is out of control. Like, he keeps calm minding. This guy needs to calm down and just like leave the game because this is getting ridiculous. So I go for a Moonblast here. This is a Geomancy Moonblast. And I mean, it doesn't really do that much. I get a special attack drop, which I definitely appreciate, but these Calm Minds are just going to keep on coming. And I just gotta wait it out. You know, I still have Groudon in the back, and Groudon can do a ton of damage to Lugia, but I also can get like one-shotted by the Lugia if it gets a chance to attack me. So he has that leftovers. The Encore ends, and he gets the Moonblast off. He wins the speed tie. Or sorry, no, I get the Moonblast off. For some reason, you got the Aeroblast. All right, there we go. He wins the speed tie against Raichu this time, and he Aeroblast my Xerneas. Doesn't pick up the KO because of my Geomancy boost. But then I Encored, remember? Because like I said, he won the speed tie, and he yeah, I'm trying to remember how this game down. Yeah, so he's stuck using Aeroblast now. Yeah, Xerneas went first. Lugia won the speed tie versus Raichu. Aeroblast my Xerneas, Encored it into permanently Aeroblasting forever. This turn I have to Volt Switch it out. And, I mean, it's barely doing more than leftovers at that point. I'm going to come in with my Groudon and try and get some work done. But I think Lugia can, like, one-shot my Groudon. I don't know. I mean, I played this game a while ago, so like I know how it ends, but I don't really remember exactly what steps happen until it ends. So we see lefties go up. He can do nothing but he can only Aeroblast here. As I go for another Moonblast. I mean, Moonblast does do a good amount of damage. I mean, look at that. That is a pretty good amount of damage. Goes for an Aeroblast here up onto my Groudon slot, and poor Groudon. I mean, I couldn't really risk protecting, because if I lost my Xerneas that turn for nothing, I probably would have lost the game. But taking out Groudon does open up a slot for my Raichu to come back into the board. We're going to see his lefties go one last time as Raichu comes back onto the board. Remember, the Encore is active, so it's not like he can protect to wait this out. I go for a Fake Out, I go for a Moonblast, I go for another Moonblast. That should be enough to win the game. And this guy realizes it at this point, but that doesn't mean that this wasn't an incredibly close game. Aeroblast has a relatively high critical hit ratio, if I'm not mistaken. So the turn that he attacked my Xerneas, if he would have crit there, that would have been game. So Lugia, putting in work, it's a Pokemon I'm definitely going to mess with as the season goes on. I think it's a great support for Primals because of Skill Swap and Tailwind. And it also could just hold a weakness policy. I mean, the JP, the hidden ability Lugia that's I don't think was released yet, also gets Multiscale, which is Dragonite's ability. So that's not a thing we can actually see yet, but I mean, Lugia is just a really cool Pokemon. I really want to use it, and I need some tips. So what do you guys think is the best set on Lugia? Leave a comment below talking about the best Lugia set. Do you guys think Lugia is viable? What do you guys think? Is it too slow? Is it just not strong enough to fit in the current meta? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.